A few people have been asking when I'm going to show what I purchased in Coach's Fall 2025 drop. Well, I'm starting today with this bag and this box. This video will be the first in a series of 6 hauls that I'm doing from this drop. Now, why would I do 6 haul videos instead of just one? There are a few reasons for that. One, I bought a lot. In a video not too long ago, I said I wasn't planning to buy anything from the Coach Fall 2025 drop. Boy, was I wrong. There was so much for me to love. Fall is my time, it's my colors. There were too many beautiful things I couldn't say no to. Reason 2 I'm doing multiple videos is because things are arriving over a few weeks, so I'm still waiting on quite a bit of it to arrive. But reason 3, and this is really the most important one, is that as I show you things, I want to be able to show you them in detail instead of just doing a video where I go, here I bought this and I bought this and I bought this. I want the videos to be more helpful to you, and it's more helpful when you get to see all the details and all the different angles so you can decide for yourself if that's something that you may want to add to your bag collection. And it's especially important to see the details on the items I'm showing you today, because the images that Coach provided for us in the listings and the descriptions, they were really pretty terrible. Today I have 3 somewhat controversial and polarizing items that walked the Coach Fall 2025 runway. And I also have 3 more affordable alternatives to these items. So we'll do the unboxings, we'll look at all the details, do some mod shots, and I'll give you my first impressions. Then we'll compare the Coach items to the more affordable alternatives. And despite the prices in this collection being overall very reasonable and lower than what a lot of people expected, the items I'm showing you today are more expensive than what people expected. And it made a lot of us question whether these pieces are worth it. I know that I'm keeping at least one of the 3 Coach pieces because I bought it in store, so I've already seen it. But the rest I purchased online and haven't seen yet, so I'm not 100% sure about them until I see them. So at the end of the video, I will give you my verdict. I'll let you know what's staying, what might be going. And either way, I'll give you my take on what items are worth it and which aren't. So stay tuned. And welcome, I'm Autumn Beckman, and I'm here to help you live your most luxurious life within your budget. I post new videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, so please make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of those, and so you don't miss my daily community posts where I share the best sales of the day and fabulous handbags that I find. Also, don't miss my website, autumnbeckman.com/shop. That's where you'll find handbags and accessories I have for sale, as well as the My Handbag Collection Organizer, which are planner pages that I've designed to help you organize and curate your handbags and your life. The heart of which is the item tracker. This is where you can record everything you'd want to know about your handbags and your small goods. I also have wish list trackers, group trackers, purchase trackers, shipment trackers, all kinds of trackers, and pages that help you track how and how often you use your items in different ways, plus a variety of calendar pages and different layouts so you can find what works best for you, and so much more. This Coach Fall 2025 drop went a little differently than it usually does, and it was a bit frustrating, and it's one of the reasons that I ended up buying so many things. And what happened here is that you would expect that when a brand has a big drop, their big fall drop, that everything drops to their website on a particular day and time. That is not what happened here. They dropped a bunch of things around midnight-ish, depending on which time zone you're in, but they did not drop everything. And other retailers also got pieces of the drop. And then throughout the day and throughout the next few days, and ultimately throughout the next week, it has now been a week since this drop, things have still been dropping here and there piecemeal, whether it's at the Coach website or other websites. So what I have done to help me out and to help you out is I've created a full, comprehensive, and organized, that is key, list of everything, all the bags and bag charms from this drop. And I have links for each one for the different retailers where you can find them. I hope that's helpful. It will not be linked in the description box below because it's too long. The description box only allows me to put so many characters in there, but I will put it in a pinned comment at the top of the comment section so you can find it there. I've also been putting it in community posts. As things come up, I make a new community post every day, sometimes multiple times a day, depending on what I'm finding. And I include the entire list updated so you can have access to that at all times. So that being said, everything I'm showing you today, both the Coach items and the alternatives, everything is linked in that pinned post. And the particular items I'm showing today will be in the description box, just not the entire list. Now, let's get started with this bag, because this is the one piece that I got from the store. I was there when they opened on drop day. I was also online when the drop happened, which in my time zone was a little before midnight, and I was able to purchase a couple things before I went into the store to see what they had. This is not something that I was expecting to get. I was looking forward to seeing them, but had no intention of buying one. But when I saw this, it had to come home with me. It just had to. It's been sitting on my desk for a week and I haven't looked at it since I bought it, and I've been really excited to get into it. So let's do that. We have the little card here which has my receipt, and inside is this little item in tissue paper. So let's get that out. And this is the bunny bag charm. I'll bring this closer, of course. It's so cute. And actually, before I bring it closer and show you all the details, let me tell you why I got this. My store had most of these plush bag charms in stock, but they didn't have all of them. I was able to look at the rabbit, the bear, the elephant, and the carrot. And again, no intention of buying any of them. But when I saw the rabbit, and I noticed some of the details on the rabbit and the color of the rabbit in person, it suddenly dawned on me that I have a connection to this rabbit. This was the first toy my brother ever gave to me. But I also have the first toy that I ever got as a baby, and that's this bunny. I'll bring this bunny closer. So I have no idea about the history of this bunny other than it was my first toy. And you can see this is quite dingy. Some of the fur is a little matted. It's matted right here. Something weird is going on with his mouth. Floppy ears, and there's a music box on the back. And that fur is all worn away there. And it's pink. And this little bunny is pink with floppy ears and worn looking and all the things. So it had to come home with me. You understand. So let's take a closer look at Bunny now. First, let me give you a spin of this little plush rabbit bag charm. Get those out of the way. So there's the back, the sides, the little feet, top of the head. Now, what I noticed about this bunny when I finally got it in my hands were there were details on this that weren't mentioned on the website and that I couldn't see. One of which, you see on the ear here how it has these stitches that look like they're hand done, and they very well may be. It also has a little embroidered nose that might be hard to see, and also may be difficult to see. It has whiskers on both sides. You see that? And it has the stitches on the ear. I think it has them in other places too. Let me look him over. Yeah, on the other ear, there are a few stitches right there. On one of the feet, there are a few stitches there. There's the back with the ears up. But all these little plush bag charms that walked the runway and were released almost identical to what was on the runway, which is true of a lot of the pieces that were released for Fall 25. They're made to look worn. It's made to look like a little stuffed bunny or whatever other animal that you've had since you were a kid. And I think they did such a great job with that, choosing the colors, which are very clean. And by the way, this is shearling, which is part of the reason that these are priced so high. They're $200 each. But the shearling is very soft. I've heard some people say that it wasn't. I find it very soft. But yeah, the colors they chose, this pink, this yellow, they look a little faded and dingy, even though they're not. It's brand new. It's just the cutest little thing. And I thought of the ones that I saw in the store, this one seemed to have the most detail. It also has the brass snap hook with a little chain, and then it has a little brass hang tag that says Coach, and it has this little C charm. So for me, all those details considered, I thought this was worth the $200. And then especially when I then have the connection with my pink bunny from when I was a baby. And then here's the Coach bunny. Just wanted to show you the eyes on that. That's some kind of plastic, probably. So that's what I got in the store. Now let's see what I got in this big box. Open the lid, and this was ordered directly from Coach. Open this paper. This is a tissue pillow, and there's 1 and 2 cute little packages and a card. And when I ordered things from Coach and I remembered to do so in the checkout process, I always click the little box to have the items gift wrapped because it makes a nicer experience. And then I usually reuse the packaging. I think this is the first time I've ever gotten little bags like this. Things have always been in boxes before. Let's see, which one do I want to open first? I think I want to open this one first. So we'll undo the little bow. And these 2 items I have not seen in person. I think I'm gonna love them, but I don't know for sure. We are about to find out. Here is item number 1, wrapped in tissue paper with a little Coach sticker. I've seen people on social media posting photos and short videos about a lot of the items from this collection. This is a piece that a lot of people don't seem to like very much. I think I will though. Let's undo the tissue paper and, oh my gosh, it's so weird. We'll reveal the dog bag charm, the plush one. Oh, this is very strange. I think it got flattened. It's already a flattened thing, but it's hard to find the facial features on this. I'll bring it closer. Okay, first impressions, I'm not sure about this one. It's very odd looking. Where is its nose? It's somewhere in there. And then the little eyeballs, I have to feel around. There's one in there, and is there another one? There is. There's one. But, I mean, they're pretty much completely hidden by the fur. That shearling is pretty long. Let me give you a little spin of this guy. He's just so flat. I know he was designed this way, but very flat. There you go. It looks like it's been smushed in a closet for a lifetime. I'm not doing a very good job of the spin. Let's start over. Here's the front. And then there is the side of the dog, and there's the back of the dog, and here's the other side of the dog, the feet, top of the head. The chain on this is the same with the tag and the little C. Now, my store did not have the dog in person, but I'm seeing a lot of details on this too. There's stitching on both of the arms, on the ear, on this foot. When you feel the tail, you can feel there's a nub there, but the fur doesn't stick out very far from the body. The nose here, it's a very flat-faced dog. The ears almost feel like they have nothing in them. There is something inside them, but it's mostly fluff. Boy, I don't know about this one. It's a really weird one. I knew it was going to be weird, but I didn't know it would be quite this strange. But one of the reasons I got this is because I already have this. My little Roxy girl, she's so cute. And I thought, well, maybe they look a little bit alike. What do you think, Roxy? Is it like looking in a mirror? Maybe not. So, I have decisions to make on this one, but not on this one. She's staying. And then there's the third item, and then we'll get to the affordable alternatives for these, because I found a couple that you might really like that are nowhere near $200. Let's get this ribbon undone. And I thought I was going to love the dog more than I do. This one, I feel like I'm not sure about. But what I've seen people saying online about this is they love it more than they thought they would. They've also said that it's a lot bigger than they thought. So in here we have this package. And rather than undo the tissue paper, which took far too long last time, I'm just going to pull it out. It's the Rexy plush charm. I'll bring Rexy closer. That's pretty cute. It's pretty funny looking too, but it's cute. Okay, closer. It is big, but it's not bigger than I was expecting. So let's start with a spin. Here is the front of Rexy. That giant muzzle is pretty funny, I think. The green is perhaps a little bit brighter than I was expecting. And the green on the sort of mohawk spiky thing. T-Rexes don't have spikes, by the way. That is a little more green than I thought. It looked more yellow in the pictures, but I like this. So there's the side. Here is the back. The other side, back to the front. Here's the bottom of Rexy, the top of Rexy. You're gonna have, get all the tags out of the way. You'll have the same snap hook and charms. Now, I haven't seen anyone mention stitches on Rexy. I don't think she has them. Rexy, by the way, is a girl, as determined by Coach. I'm gonna feel around here. She's got 2 nostrils. Those are little embroidered rings. And then she has 2 eyeballs with brown irises. She's a brown-eyed girl. And they are not hidden in fluff. You can actually see them. She also has a seam here that makes it look like she's got a mouth, which is a good thing because T-Rexes need to eat. The arms and legs on these are not posable. They're just like a stuffed animal. Little tail sticks out. She's very cute. I think on a bag, because of that tail, she's always going to sit sideways unless you have it on the side of the bag, and maybe she'd sit facing the front like that. And I'll put all these on a bag in a minute. So that's Rexy. I feel like there's not a lot to say about her because she doesn't have the stitching details and other things. Now Rexy did sell out on the Coach website. So far, it's the only plush bag charm that has sold out, but she has popped up on, I think, 2 other websites, so I have them linked in the description box and in the pinned comment. Now I mentioned these pieces all walked the runway. The rabbit they released looks basically the same as the one they had on the runway. The carrot does too. The dog, I'm not sure that they did this one in gray on the runway, but they did have it in black and tan. And I've heard some people say that these plushies look like dog toys that have been chewed and destroyed. And I guess for some people that's a bad thing. I'm a dog person, so I like it. But I'd say this one looks the most like a dog toy from all the ones I've seen. The Rexy looks very similar to the runway version, except it looks like on the runway the arms and legs were a little farther apart, maybe a little bit more floppy, whereas here they're very much in place. They're almost structured. I hate to use that word because it's not hard, but they're sewn in a way where they're not gonna move around. They're not hanging, is what I'm trying to say, like the rabbit's arms and legs are sort of hanging. Now for the affordable alternatives, I considered very, very briefly getting the $200 carrot to go along with the rabbit, but I really didn't like that one enough to spend $200 on it. And I remembered that I saw this one at another retailer. I'll bring this closer. This is a little smaller than the Coach carrot, which would have come down to about where my fingers are here. But it's still a plush carrot. It has a cute little face. It has a smile, whereas the Coach one has kind of a weird mouth. Some people have called the Coach carrot creepy. It has 4 little leafy things on the top. And even though it's not made to look worn, I think it looks super cute with the carrot. So I could definitely hang those together off of a bag. I also picked up this little ear of corn bag charm, and Coach did not release an ear of corn, but I thought that this would be cute, hanging from my gingham bowler from Bagu to take to farmers markets or some of the local farm stands we visit. I also found this floppy bunny, which I thought would be a great alternative to the Coach bunny. By the way, all these bag charms I'm showing you are under $20, whereas the Coach ones are $200. And this floppy bunny comes in a variety of colors, and it would also look cute with the carrot charm. I also found an alternative to Rexy, which I haven't unpacked yet because I wanted to show you how this was packaged. It arrived like this, kind of smushed in this plastic bag. So let's free her and see how she looks. You have to see this up close. This little dinosaur also comes in a few different colors. I think it came in 4 colors. 2 greens, maybe a blue, and definitely a pink. So it's very similar to the Rexy one in that it's sitting down, it has arms and legs going forward, it's got the tail with the little spiky things, and the cute round face. However, there's an odd thing about this. These arms, the way they're attached, it's like they're attached sideways. They should be like this instead of like this. They sort of look like not gills on a fish, but little fins on a fish, which is very strange. Like from the front, that doesn't look like a dinosaur to me. It's only when you turn it to the side that it turns into one. But the squishiness of the packaging didn't seem to hurt it at all, so that's nice. And here it is next to Rexy, so you can see the size difference. Here's my Coach Outlaw satchel in the size large, just modeling some of these bag charms to give you an idea of the size. So here's the Coach rabbit and the carrot from another vendor. And then here's Rexy on this bag and the dog toy. So they are rather large charms. Sometimes they're gonna hang down below your bag. That is how they were styled on the runway. They were paired with smaller bags than this. So it's okay to do that. You can style them however you want. Now for my verdicts on all these pieces. What's staying and what is going back to Coach? Well, I think you already know the answers. The bunny is definitely staying. I wouldn't have purchased it in the store if I wasn't sure about the bunny. And I was thinking that I would keep the dog and probably end up sending Rexy back. However, I think the opposite is true. I think that the dog, I'm gonna sit with the dog a little more before I make a final decision, but I think the dog is gonna go back. And I think Rexy is probably going to stay. I had been thinking that if I sent Rexy back, that I would keep the alternative. However, those arms, the placement of the arms, and it looks more like a fish, that doesn't do it for me. And of course, there's an obvious quality difference here too in the materials. You have a really nice shearling versus these cheap plush materials. I'd say the little dinosaur, the vegetables, and the other bag charms from this brand are definitely worth their prices, being under $20. Whether these guys are worth $200 each is a little bit harder to justify. For me, the rabbit is because of all the things I explained earlier. The dog I'm having more trouble with. If I could see the dog's face more clearly, that would help a lot. But right now, it just looks like a ball of two-colored fluff and not much else, and I'm having a hard time with that one. I do think the Rexy is worth it. I would love to have had a few more details on the Rexy, like the stitching that the other pieces have, but it's still really cute. However, part of my justification for wanting to keep Rexy is I kind of already have a collection of Coach Rexy things. I have the Rexy bag here. I have quite a few Rexy bag charms. So this would be another Rexy piece for my collection. Now, I'm not somebody who collects all the Rexy things, but I feel like this would be a good one to have because one, I like it, and I like it more than I thought I would. But two, I don't think Coach has ever done a plush Rexy. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. They've done Rexy in a lot of different ways, but I don't think they've ever done it quite like this. So it would be a fun collector's piece to have. And I would still wear it on bags too. Now remember, I still have 5 more unboxing hauls from the fall 2025 Coach collection. So make sure you're subscribed and you've clicked the bell to be notified when my videos come up so you're notified when the next hauls come up. The second one will be this Saturday, but I'm not going to do everything back to back. I'll have other videos interspersed. And keep an eye out for my video on Tuesday, September 16th. That's going to be a very special Coach video, so mark your calendars for that. And let me know in the comments if you have been thinking about these plush bag charms, if you've purchased any, was this video helpful, if you've been on the fence about them, and do you still have any toys from your childhood, whether they remind you of these bag charms or not. And while you're down there leaving a comment, please be sure to check out my pinned comment with all the links to the entire fall collection and my website autumnbeckman.com/shop for handbags, accessories, and planner pages. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you back here next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.